Shall we start, ma? Sir, we are going with the second question, that is in the material optimal solution for the second part. If that part is done, the transportation part will be done by this day, and we will start assignment. Okay, mainly to what extent maximum possible in the case of transportation, that is done by us today. Okay, sir. For the second question, basically when you are solving the second question and all, so this is the second question given there, now. What is the second question heading, ma? Test the basic feasible solution by VAM in the previous illustration for optimality. In case the solution is non-optimal, find the optimal solution to get the minimum total cost of transportation. Okay, so we have to test it whether it is optimal or not. If not, we have to go with the optimal solution. Take down the question number 2 more. So basically whatever matrix you obtained in the VAM part, that end part should be written there properly. Okay. Sir, can you tell the numbers, my allocations basically? What are the allocations there? The last, based on the cell address, you tell the numbers, ma. P1, R1, what is the allocation there, ma? And next, P1, R3, how much, ma? 30. And for next cell, P2, R2, 20. Next, P2, R3, how much, ma? 20. P2, R4, 35. And next, any other allocations there? P3, R4, 25. Okay, these are the allocations we got there, and in the end of a VAM matrix. Okay, now he's asking us to check whether the solution we reached is optimal or not. And in this case, how much is the answer, ma? What is the cost, transportation cost answer? 6 lakhs 50,000 is the answer. Okay, so now we are trying to ensure that whether this is the optimal or not. What are the two checks we are having, ma? Basically, first one, m plus n minus 1 is equal to number of allocations or not. That is, what is the test known as, ma? Degeneracy. Okay, sir, regarding the first test, whether it is qualifying or not, what is m plus n minus 1 in this case, ma? M plus n minus 1. The number of rows 3, number of columns 4. So totally you are getting 6. Okay, and how many allocations are there, ma? Even the allocations are here 6 totally. Okay, so as both are equal, It is non-degeneracy solution. Write the point there, ma. First copy the matrix as it is. View the question number 2. Copy the matrix as it is. Write there the first test, that is, what is this test known as, ma? Degeneracy test. That right there, ma. As it satisfies the test. So it is known as non non-degeneracy solution. There with the first part. Sir, what is the second test, ma? Second test is nothing but UV rule. Sir, in the case of UV rule, what is the base important part, ma? Cij is equal to Ij is equal to I. Sir, for my convenience, I am copying here again. You need not copy multiple times. Once it is sufficient. So here basically U and V values are given to which areas, ma? U and V values. For rows, we are giving U value. U1, U2, U3, and V1, V2, V3, and V4. Sir, you may go with any assumption. U1 is equal to 0 or up to you. Okay. Here at this point, he has two options. One option is that you can take any value, basically. Okay. Or else you can go with other option also. I will tell that one how to take and all. Now, basically, by seeing this part U1, U2, and U3, and V1 and V2 and V3, where maximum number of allocations are done. So this is for the case of U1, 2 allocations are done. For the case of U2, 1, 2, 3 allocations are done. And in the case of U3, how many allocations more? Only 1. In the case of V1, 1. In the case of V2, 2. And V3, 2 and V4 2. Maximum number of allocations in the case of only U2. So for that value, you can take it as 0. Okay. Is it clear, ma? Sir, nothing but simply when you are forming the equations, okay, where which number if you take all the equations can be solved. That is the point of there. That is nothing than that. Or else you can go with this option where maximum number of allocations are done. For that you can take 0. Okay. So as it is the first problem in a different way, write that sentence there. U1, either U1 or any number, or else UI or VJ, any number can be taken as 0. UI or a VJ, any number can be taken as a 0. And that is the first sentence there. But which will be more appropriate, ma? More number of allocations will be easy for us to solve the equations. So here, the second scenario, this is the first scenario. And second option, better option for us. That is, take the value of that where there are more number of allocations. Take the value of that where there are more number of allocations as 0. In our case, which letter has more number of allocations, ma? U2 has more number of allocations. So we are taking U2 as 0. Okay. Once the basic first assumption is done, that is, what is that, ma? U2 is equal to 0. Write the same part in the table. You are having one table now, one common table, which you started in the first. In this table itself, you fill the data. That is U2 is equal to 0. U2 is equal to 0. If that part is done, as usual, what is the basic step? Cij is for which part? Allocated cells, we have to calculate now. So write that part. Allocated cells. Okay. Sir, if everyone is having the table, can you tell the allocated cells, ma? What is the first allocated cell, ma? P1 R1. Sir, for P1 R1, what is Cij value? C11. Automatically, therefore, C11 is equal to U1 plus V1. Okay. And what is C11 value, ma? Sir, what is C11, ma? Nothing but cost apart. So it is 3. Okay. Next, what is the next allocated cell, ma? P1 R2. R3. Now, what is the representation in the form of C, ma? C1 3. What is the value there? 7. Therefore, C13 is equal to U1 plus V3. Okay. And next, what is next cell, ma? Next allocated cell? P2 R2, that is C22. What is the value, ma? Sir, how are we getting that 537 cost element, whatever there, that element should be taken there. Next. Therefore, C22 is equal to U2 plus V2. Next, what is the next allocated cell, ma? P2R3, that is C23. What is the value there, ma? 8. Therefore, C23 is equal to U2 plus V3. And next, any other cell, ma? P2R4. C24, what is the value, ma? C24 is equal to U2 plus V4. Now, what PR4, that is C34 is equal to, what is the value, ma? 2 is the value there. C34 is equal to U3 plus V4. Sir, can we solve these equations, ma, now? What is the base point for us? U2 is equal to 0. Sir, it is available in which equation, ma? First. That is, this equation is taken as first. Okay, by solving that equation, 5 is equal to 0 plus V2. That implies V2 is equal to 5. And in the second equation, we can unlock even the second equation. That is 8 is equal to 0 plus V3. Therefore, V3 is equal to 8. Okay. How to solve the equations? Is it clear, ma? If it is clear, we can also unlock equation number 3. That is 2 is equal to 0 plus V4. That implies V4 is equal to 2. Any chance for unlocking the equation number? Any equations, ma? Can we unlock the first equation? If you unlock the first last equation 4, that is 2 is equal to, how much is the value, ma? U3 plus 2. That implies U3 is equal to 0. Okay. Now can we unlock any other equations, ma? First one. We can unlock the second one. Write the number there, 5. Okay. So 7 is equal to U1 plus, that is V3 value 8. That implies U1 is equal to how much, ma? Minus 1. Sir, we got the value of U1. So we can unlock which equation, ma? We can unlock the sixth equation. That is 3 is equal to U1 minus 1 plus V1. That implies V1 is equal to 4. Whatever values you got here, fill in the table part. Done till here? So can you tell the value once? What is U1 value? Minus 1. What about U3 value? 0. And V1 value, ma? 4. V2 value? And V3 value? V4 value? Okay. These are the entire values we got from our first part, that is A, UV rule first part. Once this part is done, what is the next part to be done, ma? Opportunity cost. Okay. Go with the opportunity cost calculation, ma. What is the formula for opportunity cost? Delta Ij is equal to Cij minus Ui plus Vj. Sir, mainly opportunity cost is calculated for which part, ma? Allocated or unallocated, ma? Unallocated cells. unallocated cells. Sir, what is the first unallocated cell, ma? First unallocated cell. P1 R2. Okay, what is the Cij form, ma? Just C12. What is the value there? C12 value 5. Okay. Next unallocated cell, ma? P1 R4. What is Cij representation, ma? C24. What is the value there? C24 value. P1 R4. What is the value, ma? 6 is the value there. Next unallocated cell. Sir, we are taking unallocated cells. That is clear, na? Okay. Next, what about the next unallocated cell, ma? P2 R1. Sir, unallocated cells means, is it clear to everyone? Where we are not making the allocation, that cell should be taken here. Okay. And that is C21. What is the value of C21, ma? C21 2. What about next unallocated cell, ma? P3R1. That is C31. Value is 3. What about next cell, ma? R2. That is C32. Value is 6. And next one. So value is C33. Value 9. Next, any more cells, ma? Done. Sir, once it is done, sir, can you find the value of delta Aj first? That is C12 minus U1 plus V2. That is equal to how much, ma? 5 minus of. What is the value of U1? Minus 1. What is the value of V2? 5. Finally, what is the net value? What is the net value, ma? How much is the value? 1. Okay. Next, similarly, C14 minus U1 plus V4. That employs 6 minus of minus 1 plus 2. What is the net value, ma? 5. Next, C21 minus U2 plus V1. That is equal to 2 minus U2 value is 0 and V1 value how much, ma? V1 value 4. What is the value there? Minus 2. Next, what is the other value, ma? C31 minus U3 plus V1. That is equal to 3 minus. What is the value of U3, ma? 0 and V1 value is 4. What is the value here, ma? Minus 1. Okay. And next, C32 minus U3 plus V2. So what is the value there, ma? 6 minus U3 is 0 and V2 how much, ma? Plus 5. What is the value there, buddy? 1. And the last one right away, minus U3 plus V3, that is equal to 9 minus 0 plus 8. What is the value, ma? So till here done by everyone parallelly and simultaneously. If it is done till here, sir, what is the basic rule we have gone through, ma? Delta Ij should be either positive or 0. Okay, but here in this case you are getting how much more? We are getting negative at two values. Write this sentence more. At two values, that is P2 R1 and P3 R1. Sir, what is delta IJ basically? What is the thing I said there regarding delta IJ? It is opportunity cost. Okay, write the sentence more. Delta IJ can be either positive or 0, but we are getting negative at two values. That is at two areas we are getting negative values. Sir, if the answer is positive at every point, then whatever answer, that is 3 lakhs, oh sorry, 6 lakhs, 50,000 will be the optimal answer. But here we are not getting the negative values. So we have to go with something that he is giving information that whatever answer we are getting, it is not optimal. Some other reallocation should be done so that we get a perfect optimal answer. Okay. Sir, here there are two numbers now in opportunity cost. What are those two numbers? Negative numbers, -2 and -1. Okay. Take the least number. If you go with sign, by seeing the negative sign, with the number with the least number will be -2. Okay. You can take the least number. And what does that mean, sir, basically? Sir, if I am going with the option of P3 R1, okay, I am having a saving in the cost of 1 lakh. If I am going with the option of P2 R1, there is a saving of how much more? 2 lakhs. Which is a better option for a company point of view? Saving 1 lakh or saving 2 lakhs? 2 lakhs saving is best. Okay, so they go with that option. From that point, we have to make some reallocation. Clear? So write that sentence, ma. We are making reallocation what is the cell address from P to R1 as delta ij is negative and also done till here. If it is done till here, sir, whenever you are making the allocations and all, you can go with the same table. You need not draw again and again tables. It is unnecessary. Okay, if you are showing the points what are to be done there, that is sufficient. But write the content. Okay, but for my convenience, I am copying it again and again. Is it okay, ma? To explain to you. Sir, what is the negative number which we identified, ma? Negative number which we identified. So, is this the number? Is this the number, ma? Okay, the rules, the basic rules when we are going with the reallocation. First, we should form a loop. What is that, ma? We should form a loop. Okay, is it one more doubt here? Anyone who has no knowledge regarding this? Anyone regarding forming of loop and all? No knowledge. No knowledge. You also no knowledge. Okay, fine. Some basic. So it will be useful to know. So do not write. Just listen, I will give the time because important area. And in exams, there can be less chance, but I don't want to take in this scale because 14 marks question. If they are asking for 14 marks and all, they may ask you to find optimal also, and they may not ask maximum. But to be safe, if we learn, it is fine. It is very easy. Okay. So listen, ma. Sir, in the opportunity cost, whatever negative values we are cutting, we are identifying which area, ma? Highest. If you are not taking sign and all, highest number of those two. If you are taking negative sign and all, least number. Quite same. Sir, basically you are having the idea, na? Minus 2 is greatest or minus 1 is greatest, ma? Okay. Keep this aside. 1 is greatest or 2 is greatest? 2. In negative sign, quite opposite. Okay. Minus 1 will get greatest. But as I am telling, you can take with as delta ijs minus. Then 2 is highest. Or else straight away, negative values, least value. What is the least value, ma? Minus 2. Okay. Is it clear? Sir, delta aj is negative. That highest part. Or without sign, least number. You can also say that least number. Okay. Clear now? So least number cell is identified, and on the diagram, whatever table we are having, we are plotting that because that will be the starting point. Okay. So for our convenience, I am giving a star mark there basically. Okay. And the basic rule is that I should form a loop. What is meant by loop? Do you have the idea, ma? So if I start here somewhere, I'll go and I'll form this like this basically, and I should reach the same point. It is ever ending point. Okay. In network diagrams also, you'll be having something called loop. Okay. There we should not form loops, but here we should form a loop. Okay. Sir, while forming the loop, basic rules that you can go either horizontally or vertically, never in the diagonal way. Okay. What is that and all I will tell ma. Sir, I can go in this way, or I can go in this way basically, or I can go in this way, but never in this directions. Is it clear, ma? Either horizontally or vertically, but never in a diagonal way. Sir, I cannot go like this. Okay, I cannot go like this. Okay, but I can go like this in a straight way. Or I can go like this, or I can go like this. Okay, na? Only two directions. What are those two ways, ma? Horizontal or vertical, but never in a diagonal manner. Under that diagram, you write a sentence, ma? Or else you can write as you are going with the part, you can go with the same part. Take down the heading, formation of loop. Formation of a loop. So what are the rules for formation of loop, ma? Which number is identified there? Least number. Okay, to avoid confusion, least number is identified. Least number is identified. So once the least number is identified, what is the next step, ma? We can go forward. Okay, or that is forward can be either two ways. That is what, ma? Either horizontal or vertical, but never in a diagonal manner. Clear with the second point? And what is meant by the second point? You are clear now? If you are clear with the second point and all basically. And the third point, always move towards allocated cells. Always move towards allocated cells. Is the third point clear, ma? Sir, whatever we have written now, we shall follow in the table. Shall we? Are the 3 points done by everyone, ma? If 3 points are done, We shall go with the process. So if it is done, till here okay now? It is fine now? Sir, I am explaining the process, whatever points done with writing. Now shall listen. Sir, what is the allocated cell there? Next chance for me. From 2 where I can move. From 2 where I can move either 5 or 3. No issues. Okay. Anything you can follow. You need not by heart the path. Okay. As we are knowing the steps and all, you can proceed with the steps. Okay. Either to 5 or to 3. Okay. First time I will go with the 3. Once it is done, I'll explain in the 3 way, other way. Okay, ma? So the first direction is this. I am moving towards the allocated cells, and I am moving only in a horizontal manner or vertical manner, nothing else. Okay, next. Sir, next is there any allocated cell, ma? Give by address. Give by address. Sir, there is one more cell here. That is this. But is it fine? Diagonals are not at all encouraged there. So next way is this. I can go with long process, no issues. So I can go to the next cell. What is the next one, ma? P1 R3. From there, where I can go, ma? Sir, I can go here now, and I can go here. Finally, I can form like this. It is not at all appropriate. So next best alternative is, so here I have done. Now any other alternative, ma? Any other alternative? Sir, I can go like this. Okay, I have gone there, and I have which alternative, ma? Next cell. Next P3 R4. Okay, any nearby cell. Okay, so again I can have, if I want to go, I have to go in a diagonal manner. So that route is not at all appropriate. So which is the better alternative, ma? For me, P2 R2 is a better alternative. And finally, when it is a loop, it should come to the point where I start. Where I started, ma? P2 R1. So I am reaching to that point. Clear? Am I clear with this point? And I'm explaining again. So this is important. Shall I explain once more, ma? If you're fine, I will explain once more. Clear? Sir, first where we are starting, ma? That is important. Which part? P2 R1. What is the reason for that? Least number. Sir, in that scenario, if there is something called -8, from that you have to start. Okay, whatever least. Sir, I started from there. And which is the better option, ma? Now I'm going with a 5. As we are done with the 3. Now let us go with the 5. Sir, I'm going with the 5. Clear? Sir, what is the next better option for me? Next better allocated cell. Every time when I'm moving, I have to move towards which part, ma? Only towards allocated cells. So I'm moving to the next allocated cell. Next. Which is the better option? So this is the better option now. If I'm going like this, okay, fine, nearby this. Now I cannot form a loop. So better option for me is to go with the 7. And now what is the better option, ma? Right away 3. And again, I have to go to the point where I started now. I'm reaching there. Either you can follow that or there's no issues. Okay? Clear, ma? If it is clear, it's fine. And some may give information like anti-clockwise and clockwise and all. No issues. Even you that follow that one and the same one. Are we getting the same loop? Same loop. Okay, anti-clockwise in the sense, which direction and all clear now? Clockwise, anti-clockwise and all. Okay. So for that, not required as of now. So now once the loop is done, okay. So shall we copy the loop part now once in your notes? Copy the loop it down part. Sir, what you are doing, do not copy from the board, copy by yourself. Which number is identified? Mark that. From that, in which direction you are going. That is important. Sir, if loop part is done, what is the next step, ma? Any idea? Sir, loop part is done. Done by everyone? Anyone still doing, ma? Sir, whatever 3 points I made you to write, okay, by that point itself, we have done the loop part. Okay. Sir, what is the first point in the loop, ma? Least number is identified in the case of delta Aj. That cell, whatever address there, we marked it with a pink color. Okay. And next, what is the next one, ma? From that point we need to move either horizontally or vertically, never in a diagonal manner. That is done there. And what is the last one, ma? Always move towards allocated cells. That part also done. Okay. Now, sir, in this case, now identify the least cost in the loop. Okay. Not least allocation, sorry, least allocations. What are the least allocations, ma? We are having numbers, different numbers, 30, 20 and all. Okay. So least number as of now it is 20 basically. So that number you keep it aside for the time being. And starting part, for the starting part give plus symbol. What is that symbol, ma? Plus symbol. For the starting loop part you give the plus symbol. Okay. And now go with alternative signs. After plus, what is the alternative sign, ma? Minus. Okay. And sir, wherever we are turning corners, at that corners only you keep the signs, not for all the numbers. Okay. Sir, where are we going in the next corner? What is the next corner of the loop, ma? 30. That is R3, P1. There go with the sign of plus. Okay. Am I clear, ma? Sir, where we are going with the loops, corners and all, for that entire loop, it's a square. Sorry, it is a rectangle. For that, there are 4 corners. At that 4 corners, we are changing the signs. And for the first number, what is the sign, ma? Plus. And for the second number, minus. And the third number, plus. Again, minus. That is the part. Any more corners are there? Only 4 corners are there, na? For 4 corners, we change the sign. Okay. Now, sir, you identified the least number, na? In that entire loop, there are some sort of allocations. 20, 30, 20. Okay. What is the least allocation, ma? 20, na? Clear with that part, na? Shall we write that in the form of sentence there? In the future, for your reference, it will be useful. Okay. Now, write the 4th point there, ma. What is the 4th point, sir? For the number identified, sir, the number identified is allocated or unallocated, ma? Unallocated. So right there, it has unallocated for your knowledge. Take plus. So for the first number, we are taking what ma? Plus. Okay. And next, alternatively, change the symbols. Change the symbols for the loop at corners. Change the symbols for the loop at the corners. Is this point clear, ma? What we have done there, we have written the same point. Okay. And next, fifth step. Okay. In the loop, identify least allocation. In the loop, identify the least allocation in the loop. What is the least allocation in the case of our loop, ma? So that is 20. Then adjust the least number based on signs. Adjust the least number based on signs. Clear, ma? If these 6 points are done, what we should do next, please listen, then you can copy. Okay, shall we? Sir, this is the most important aspect, so for that I am taking much time when compared to other areas. I am concentrating only on those areas where you feel some confusion. Okay, everyone done with writing the 6th point, ma? Sir, can you tell the first 5th point? What is the 5th point there in your book? Identify the least number from the entire loop part. Sir, how many numbers are there in the loop part, ma? 20, 30, 20. Of these two numbers, the least number is 20. It is repeating how many times, ma? Twice. That in corners, mainly in corners. Okay. So this 20 and this 20. Any 20 is no issue, na? So now what I am doing is important. Is the loop part clearly visible to everyone? Sir, here the symbol is plus. So I am adding 20 there. Okay. And in the next part, what is the symbol, ma? Minus. So I am deducting 20. Okay. And in the next part, what is the symbol, ma? Plus. So I am adding 20. And in the next part, what is the symbol, ma? Minus. So I am deducting 20. Is it clear? What are we doing? Sir, where the symbol is plus, we are adding 20. Where the symbol is minus, from that area, if there is some allocation, from that we are deducting it. Clear? Is it clear, ma? If it is clear, do the same part on the table part, ma. For the table, whatever table we are having, do the same part, just plus. Done? What we have done clear now? Sir, basically we formed a loop. After that loop, based on the corners, we changed the signs, plus, minus, plus. After that, in the loop, okay, at the corners, whatever the numbers available there, we identified the least number. That least number is adjusted based on the signs. Okay. Is it done by everyone, ma? Till now, clear na? If it is clear till now, last part, after me drafting, you can draft. Until then, you need not draft. So what is allocation made by us here, ma? 20. And here it is 0 because net effect. And here how much, ma? 50. and here it is 0. 0 need not be written. And now the new allocations are here. What are the new allocations, ma? First one we changed, okay, 50. So now is the balance clear here? 50 and 50. And here what about this, ma? That balance also clear, and this balance also is clear. But however, once you go with the degeneracy test, what is the degeneracy test, ma? M plus n minus 1 is equal to number of allocations. What is the value of m plus n minus 1 here? Same. How much is the number, ma? But how many allocations? How many allocations, ma? 5. Okay. Sir, here it is what type of solution? Degeneracy solution. First time we are getting a solution called degeneracy. Okay. Sir, once we are reaching a degeneracy solution, I mentioned 3 cases. What are those 3 cases, ma? M plus n minus 1 equal to number of allocations. Superb. That is non-degeneracy. Or else other alternative m plus n minus 1. Sometimes the allocations are more. Okay. It is also fine for us. Even it is non-degeneracy and all, it is fine. Okay. And when m plus n minus 1 less than number of allocations, what we should do, ma? What we should do? We have to make an artificial allocation. What we should do, ma? Artificial allocation. Okay. Sir, can you copy this table, ma? End table. If you are copying this end table at the point, near down under the points, you copy this. Final table. So the whatever classes we are having till now, they are available in YouTube. So if you are having a doubt at any point, you can go through that once, whatever till now. Okay. Is this part clear, my dear buddies? Done, ma? So this is for knowledge, just for knowledge. What is scenario and all? So everyone writing the notes now? Any exceptional buddies who are not writing notes? Okay, even if there is notes, content at all, if you are practicing, that is good for you. Okay. So till here everyone done now? Table copying and all. Still anyone doing, ma? Okay. Done by everyone. Last buddies done, ma? And these parts are just for knowledge. Write the sentence there. As m plus n minus 1 is not equal to number of allocations. What are the number of allocations we are having, ma? 5. We need to make artificial allocation. And the allocation value will be, value of allocation will be is represented with a symbol like E. Okay. Done with this point. Okay. To satisfy that rule, we are making an artificial allocation. And the value of this will be basically, you need not write, it is not important. Its value will be 0.0001. Okay. That is the allocation value. How many units we are allocating and all. Okay. So approximately it is equal to what, ma? 0. Okay. And to which number we have to make allocation, that is important. To which number we have to make the artificial allocation, that is important. There are 2 points here. That first I will explain. Later you can go with that part. Okay. Shall we? Sir, of the unallocated numbers, identify the least number, ma. 3, it is repeating twice. Okay. If it is repeating twice, least number, for that one of the number which is independent, we can make allocation. What is that one point, ma? First scenario. First scenario is that of all the elements, unallocated elements, we identify the least number and for that we make allocation. Okay. Okay. That number should be independent. Keep in mind, that's all. Basically. Which number we are making allocation, ma? Least number which is independent of unallocated. Sir, what is the least number, ma? 3, 3. Fine, sir. Then what is meant by independent? From where we cannot form loop. From where we cannot form a loop. Can you identify which 3 we cannot form loop, ma? Why? Why? So for example, root. This is one root. Next root. Next root. Next root. Now in which direction I have to go, ma? No chance. But if I go with this 3, first root, second root, all like this, and like this, and like. So which 3 I can select, ma? First 3. It is independent number. Okay. Am I clear with this point, ma? Sir, there are 2 options here. The first option is that of the unallocated numbers, identify the least number. Okay. From that number which is independent. That should be independent for sure. Independency here means we cannot form a loop. Okay. We cannot form a loop. So which number, ma? So you do not mark, you just see, ma, this 3 and I am writing there E. Basically, you do not mark. Okay, this is one option. ICMA has given 2 options for us. Either you can go with that option or some other option is there. Okay. The some other option is that initially there is one element which is allocated. Now it became unallocated. Is there any number, ma? Initially allocated, but now it became unallocated. 3 and 8. Take the highest number. Okay. That value will be this. And for this you can take key. 2 options. Okay. If you take that option, also fine. This option is also fine. Okay. But basically ICMA is following the second alternative. Am I clear, ma? I'm explaining this important point again. So listen carefully. Sir, what are we doing, ma? Basically the rule is not satisfied. That is m plus n minus 1 is equal to number of allocations. It is not satisfied at all. But how? Because of that, we need to make what type of allocation, ma? Artificial allocation. And for that we give some units. What are those units, ma? E. The value of E is 0. Basically 0. Okay. So for which number I have to make, sir? The basic one policy is that identify the least numbers that are independent. 3 and 3. Here 2 numbers are there. Independent means we cannot form a loop. So that is one option. Or else, which are previously allocated now became unallocated. Identify the highest number. For that number, you can make it. Clear, ma? Is it clear? So we are going with ICA pattern. Is this clear now? The mark key there, ma? Write the sentence there. Identify the number which is unallocated and the two highest, but it is allocated before formation of loop. Before formation of a loop. Is this sentence clear? Identify the number which is unallocated. Okay, that two highest. But before formation of loop, what is it, ma? It is allocated. But it is allocated before formation of the loop. What is the number here, ma? The number here is 8. For that, make an artificial allocation of E is made to number 8 to that cell. What is the cell address, ma? What is the number address there? P2 R3. Till here if it is done. Okay. Now how many allocations, ma, totally? Now is the condition satisfying there? M plus 1 minus 1 is equal to number of allocations. We made it to satisfy. So automatically, once this is done, okay, you need to go with the delta ij once more. Delta ij value again you have to calculate. You need not do it now, not required. Okay. So after this process is done, we need to go with again. What is the values, ma? Allocated, unallocated. Two parts are there, na? The two parts again you have to repeat. Then you will definitely get a positive value. Okay. Okay. Required, done, ma? So after this, what we should do, ma? Basically, that is UV rule. UV rule is there, na? You have to apply the UV rule and you go to A part and B part. A part is for calculation of U and V values, and B part is for valuation of delta ij. In this case, definitely you will get positive. Okay. Is it clear, ma? If it is clear, we are done with the optimal solution. Now find the cost. Sir, I'm not repeating this process again and again. Basically, sir, how will we get to know this part again and again? How many times to do and all? You ask at the end. Then I will give the answer. You should ask, then I will answer. If you are not asking, I will not answer. Okay. So what is the cost there, ma? Basically, plant, and from the plant to retail shop. And what are the next one, ma? Next part. Number of units, cost, and total cost. Total cost is in rupees. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 3 into 4. Sir, can you tell by seeing the new table which we drafted? Can you tell the cells, ma? First plant. What is a plant there? Go in order regarding plants. Plant. P1 is a plant. Where we are going, ma? R2. How many units, ma? R2 or R3? R3. How many units, ma? 50 units. What is the cost per unit? 7. Okay. That is 350. And what about next one, ma? Which plant? P2 R1. How many units, ma? 20. What is the cost there? 2. What is the value, ma? 40. Next, P2 R4, how many units ma? 35, 30. P2 R2, how many units ma? 20. 20 or 25 ma? 20. Cost is 5. How much is the value? 100. Next, P2 R3. What is the value ma there? Units E. Cost 8. Sir, E value, what is the E value ma? 0. So automatically 0. Next, what about P2 R4? How many units ma? 35 units. What is the cost ma? 2 rupees 70. What about next one ma? P3 R4 25. What is the cost there ma? 2. What is the value? 50. Any other? Done na? What is the total ma? 610. Is it 610 or 6,10,000? The value is clear, but write the sentence there. Therefore, the transportation cost is optimum at rupees 6,10,000. Copy this part now. Sir, I asked you to ask a question. Any question from your side regarding this question? Any question? No question? Then fine. Sir, what is the point I asked you to ask me ma at the end of this? If it is done, if you are done with writing, then you can ask. Sir, when we started this question ma? When we started? 2:30. What is the time as of now ma? 3:45. Okay. So how much time? 1 hour 15 minutes. So exam is for 3 hours. Okay. What is the conclusion? If it is for 14 marks, okay, if the examiner, paper setter, I will change the word, he is childless, he will give this question. If he is childless and if he wants you to make suffer and cry, he will give this question. Okay. And one more point, ma, when you are doing this question in the exam, if the transportation is given, go with the first part only. Do not go with the other parts. Okay. Do the first part. Whatever solution you are getting, fine. Leave some space, at least half page or some space. Okay. Basically, examiner will never ask to find this part, because if a scenario arises, that scenario will explain. Done with everyone na? Sir, conclusion part is also done na? Sir, if I am doing this part, how much time again ma? It will be around 4. From 2:30 to 4. How much time? 1.5 hours. Okay. How many marks? Maximum 14 marks. Will anyone with common sense will do this one ma? Never. My humble request, never. You never do and he will never give. That's a point, basic point. Sir, even in the last attempt also, whatever the question given, there it is up to only the which area ma? Whatever we done in the first part, that is initial basic feasible solution. That part if you are doing, that is sufficient. If you are having time at the end, you would go with which part ma? UV rule, that's all. That's all. Nothing more than that. If you are having time, and never go with that part without time and all. Clear? Is this question clear ma? If it is question clear, go with the question bank once. The second question done now. Is it done, ma? Second question. Second question is done, and third question is also done today itself. We are done with the third question also, and fourth question is also done. Sir, anyway, if it is not coming to exam, why you taught us, sir? Okay. Sometimes he may ask only in the first phase. So to be safe and all, that is for 14 marks. Basically, when we are doing in the class, it may take time. But exam point of view, it will be very less time when compared to this time. Okay. And next. Is this question done, ma? Not done, but it is easy. Okay. I am not doing this question because see the question once. Observe the question. You can practice at home. But he asked us to find what, ma? Optimum. When he is asking us to find optimum, UV rule, degeneracy rule and all has to be applied. That's the basic part. Is it balanced one, ma? Balanced or unbalanced? What is the total of these two values? Wait, this part how much, ma? 220. What is this part, ma? So if unbalanced, no? We have to balance it by adding dummy part. Okay. One more point here. In the main exam, when you are writing the dummy aspects, what are you mentioning, ma, there? Dummy elements, zeros. Sometimes in the exam, he may give a number. Write the same number. When he is giving the number, write the same number. Okay. That is one point. And next, this question is going like this. So done. But by luck, what is this scenario, ma? Is it positive or sorry? Is this positive, ma? Fully positive or 0? Then it is fine for us. Okay. And this question, do not fear by seeing the length of the question. It is same which we have done in the homework. We have done sales minus total cost and all. No, it is also same. Just he has given the brief idea, information and all. But this problem we will solve when assignment is done. And we can tell one conclusion. Assignment and transportation are like two best friends. Okay, they are like pair, couple. Okay, if you are okay with assignment, transportation easy. If you are okay with the transportation, assignment is easy. But some few steps will be changing. Okay, because balancing, same we are doing balancing, but different aspect. And maximization, there, even if it is maximization, same aspect. Here also same aspect. And there will be some check. Whether our answer is optimal or not, there will be some sort of check. Here also there will be some check. But process is different, that's all. And this problem I will do with a sales problem of assignment. Once the sales problem assignment is done, we will do this problem. Right there it has a pending mark. Sixth one, keep it as pending and right there pending. We will never leave any question here which is necessary there. Okay. And next, even this question is similar, ma. Do not fear by seeing the aspect. Here instead of units, the question number 7. What is he giving, ma? Investment amount and possible amount to invest. There supply and demand. Here investment amount available, how much we can invest. Just demand and supply, they are giving demand, investment part, same, similar model. Okay. But they gave us straight away the answer and all, that if there is a time permits and all, we shall solve. At the end, I will not leave. Okay. After assignment, we shall go with these parts. If okay. Okay. You try once. If it is not possible to you, then I will do it. Definitely. And what about 8th one, ma? 8th one, see the table there. By the seeing the table, you can get a clarity. What is this part, ma? Quantity available. What is meant by quantity available? And what is the next part there? Demand. Okay, by seeing these two parts, are we okay with that part, ma? Same, but this is given in the form of what, ma? Theory part. He gave us a theory. Because of that, we may fear. That is nothing but. Clear? Okay. Clear with the transportation, na? Maximum, if he wants you to make the process lengthy and all, he will go with the optimal solution. That is nothing than this. Whatever required, we are done. Now, shall we go with transportation? Quick recall. How many methods, ma? What are those three methods? Northwest corner rule, least cost method, and third one, VAM. And of these three methods, which is the best one, ma? VAM is the best one. Sir, in the case of VAM, you have seen there, of all the answers, where you get less value, ma? Only in the VAM case, you get the less value. Okay. And, sir, what is the basic two checks, ma? Basic two checks. What are the basic two checks, ma? Sir, what are the basic two checks? Objective function. What is your objective? Minimization or maximization? If it is minimization, straight away solve the answer. But if it is maximization, what we should do, ma? Convert into minimization. Sir, how can we know whether it is minimization or maximization, ma? By seeing which aspect? Cost. Okay, transportation cost or production cost or transport, or these cost aspects only given there. There it is minimization model. Okay, otherwise he has given regarding profit, contribution, turnover, sales commission, sales margin. These are giving what, ma? We want to increase or decrease those things. We want to increase. So maximization model. Okay, these two models are clear now. And if in the question, exceptional case, he gave entire data, sir, what does that mean? He gave sales information, he gave cost information, and every cost is given there. What is that information there? Profit calculated and converted into minimization model. And one more basic rule. What is the aspect we knew? Sir, when we are calculating the problem, we are having the idea of supply and demand. Okay, do not change this pattern because it is a basic followed everywhere. You follow uniformly. Okay, if the question is given in a different way, convert it. Okay, or else if you feel that I don't want to convert, you can also solve there, no issues. And what is the first method, ma? Northwest corner rule. In that, what is the key aspect, ma? Sir, we need to identify the northwest corner element. From that, we make on the allocations. And one most basic important step. Sir, once the allocation is done, if row part or column part is becoming 0, at least for your safety, cancel it with a pencil. The cancellation can be with a dotted line or a single line, no issues. Okay, now with the pencil, if you are doing, that will be good for you. And how many are having those accessories, ma? Which I said, how many pencil buddies? 1, 2. Some guys are maintaining, na? My humble request, if you are not maintaining here and all, it is our notes. None will ask us. But in main exam, if you are striking it, you are at risk. Okay, you are real at risk. And a person with this is unnecessary thing. If you are not having good handwriting, okay, you will definitely get 1 extra mark. At least 1 extra mark. Extra dark pencil and all. Okay, definitely will get. For sure, you will get a good. If you are having good handwriting, you will get good marks. Sir, or else, sir, my writing is worst like me. If it is worst like me and all, then at least maintain a policy that there will never be a strike in the paper. If there is no strike, he will feel happy. Because n number of students are there, they are more worse than me. Okay, there are n number of strikes. In my paper, there is minimal strikes or 0 strikes. You will feel happy. Abba, this buddy's paper is nice. Let us not reduce the marks. So for example, I am the student, Subhash is writing exam again. And unfortunately, because of some genuine reasons, I got 39. So by God's grace, he may add 1. 40 is important, na? Or sometimes I got 59. He may do what, ma? 60. I need not come again for SCM. Okay. So definitely if your paper is, are there handsome guys in the class? In addition to me? In addition to me, handsome guys in the class? Yes or no? Sir, self-respect, sir. Basic self-respect. Okay. So everyone should feel that they are handsome and beautiful bodies. Definitely we have to feel it. But this cannot be seen on the paper, na? So to make it beautiful, write without strikes. My humble request. Really, that will be having great impact. A ranker and non-ranker, these are the differences. If you take the paper of ranker, there will be less strikes or 0 strikes. I followed that policy. And I will sit for 3 hours. Whatever be the exam, whether I knew or not, I will sit for 3 hours. Something may happen in the 3 hours. At the end, something may happen. So that is different. What you are feeling, I'm not telling that. I'm feeling that until then, even if I'm not preparing, I may get the answer that at that moment. But some guys will be overacting guys. After 1.5 hours, okay, he will start here. He will be at the end. He will go there at a slow manner, and he will raise his head. But we will feel, oh, this guy has done great. But that is the dirtiest fellow. Sir, anyway, if he's leaving the exam, leave at the end of 3 hours. Something may happen. Na? You may do something, or someone may do something. Okay, use that scenario and get through the exams. I'm not against anyone. If there is a chance, do whatever you want. Not in the weekends. Okay, weekends if you are doing nothing use, na? Weekend you will not get a gold medal. You will not get a rank. Weekend be genuine as much as you possible. Okay, that and all clear. Sir, if it is clear, next in the case of northwest corner rule, my humble request when you are going with the part B part, go with a pencil, scale, eraser, sharpener. These are mandatory. And sir, even if 1 plus 1, how much? Calculator. Okay, 0 plus 0. That is not possible, na? Go with a 0. But I humbly request you to go with the calculator. That is mandatory thing. If you are not going with the calculator and all, it is risky to you. Okay, clear? The northwest corner rule, the corner element is identified and cancelled with the whatever row part or column part becoming 0. And in the resultant matrix, what is that matrix, ma? In the resultant matrix, we keep on making the allocations. And what is the check there, sir? If all the demand part and supply part is fully exhausted, then our answer is appropriate to some extent. We are okay. Okay, finally, whatever value you are getting, give the conclusion. Therefore, the transportation cost is so and so. Okay, that is a part in the case of northwest corner method, initial basic feasible solution. What about next method, ma? Least cost method. What is important area here? Identify the least cost of all the elements. Sir, here I said one point where you can go with the which selection is best. Okay, sir, open the problem, ma. The problem which we have done on the least cost basis. So this is a method where we deviated two parts. We divide into two parts now. Am I clear? At this area, we are having a confusion to go with this 3 or this 3. Okay. Sir, I have done two parts. And here how much is the answer, ma? 665 and here it is 655. Basically from company point of view, which is best? 655. But how do get that knowledge, sir? ICA has given straight away, take whichever you want. But in reality, the best option is that, see this 3, ma? Is this 3 visible? I will mark 3 and this 3. Okay. Sir, if we select the 3 which is there in the plant 3 R1, what are the other costs there? It's that part. What are the other costs there, ma? 6 and 9 sometimes. Are they more? Okay. You identify them separately. These two are kept separate. If we go with selection of 5, that first 3, what are the other two costs, ma? 5 and 7. Which is highest numbers? 6 and 9 or 5 and 7? 6 and 9. Okay, go with that 3. Am I clear, ma? This is some better option, basically. This will not be anywhere. For your convenience, I'm telling that point. Which 3? Sir, when we are having a point there, basically in the case of least cost method, we identify which cost, ma? Least cost. Sir, when we are identifying, we are having 2 least costs. Then which is better option, ma, for us? Go with that least cost which has maximum allocation. Sir, but however, for this 3 and this 3, what is the maximum allocation? 5. In this case, same allocation is getting 5 and 5. So there is a confusion which to accept. ICA is telling go as per your wish. But if you go as per your wish, the reason is that if you sell that 3, you will get how much, ma? 660. How much, buddy? 665. Okay. Then your answer may go wrong, na? So for that sake, go with a better option. Sir, which 3? See the 3. First 3 or this P1 3 or plant 3, plant 3, 3. Which is best? Why? What is the reason, ma? After 3, what are the unselected costs? Which is highest or that is highest? 6 plus 9 basically, or if we select 9, more cost na. So for that reason, go with that 3 only. That is one most important point. Am I clear? And one more most important point, in the case of dummies, if they are giving zeros, if they are not mentioning anything, take zeros. But if they are mentioning a number, go with that number. That is one more important point. And in the case of UV rule, sir, if they are asking you to take some specific number as 0, go with that number. Or else, area where there is maximum allocation, take that as 0. Clear with these rules, ma? These are the key points for a northwest corner or east coast, whatever the point. Okay. And what is the next method, sir? What is the next method? VAM. What is the full form of VAM, ma? Vogel's approximation method. Vogel's approximation method. Sir, in this case, what is the key aspect, ma? Penalty calculations. The penalty calculations are most important. When you are going with the penalty calculations and all, basically, what is the rule? Difference between least cost and next least cost. However, if there are least costs are same, what we should do, ma? 0 will be taken there. And in the case of penalties, if the costs are same, there we are getting penalties. Those there are two penalties, same penalties. Better option. What is the better option there, ma? That penalty which has least cost. Sir, if the least costs are same, two least costs, maximum allocation. Okay, if that is also same rule. What I said earlier, na? Other areas of cost where there are more number, take with the 3. That same rule applicable for every area. Okay, is it clear, ma? If it is clear, once these 3 methods are initially giving which solution? Initial basic feasible solution. But if our luck is not well, he may ask optimum solution. Optimum solution, just go with the that is degeneracy test, and other thing is UV rule. That's all. Nothing more than that. Whatever concept we read here, that can be asked in MCQs. So be careful with the elements. Okay. If it is done, shall we go with the next one? What is time as of now? 4. Take 5 minutes break, and we shall start the new topic. What is the new topic, ma? Assignment. Sir, you are not having the book and all. You having? Not. Just concept, na? You can listen the concept, and I will discuss a basic example problem. And how many are good at assignment, ma? Fully good at assignment. Okay. Sir, I am not telling anything, ma, because so that I can compare the scenario. Sir, how many are bad at assignment? That is best question. Okay. Fine. So these are the easy topics and you will get good score. So do not skip these areas. Shall we take a break and return soon? Thank you, buddies. Take only 5 minutes. once you are having job, you help. Okay. You can also target of optimization. The other word for target amount, amount, okay, or else there are automatized. I am going with then in that case, for example, there are when or task that our your cost account tax statement, how to go the all these example if worker they have any, but same in the case more than one action. In the same, what are we have? Here, task. Our analysis. So what is the topic we are dealing ma? Assignment. Okay. Can you have quick recall? Sir, what is meant by assignment ma? Layman terms, not the terms which are in book. That is not important for us. Assigning men or a mission a task to reach our target. What is our target? To minimize the cost. From company point of view, our objective is to always minimize the cost. Sir, if you are automatized, fully automatized, we use missions. We are having different options to manufacture product so that our cost should be minimum. So which mission should be taken there as an option? Or sir, when we are having men as workers there, that is labor, which labor will do the work effectively so that our cost will be minimum? That is a target. Okay. Sir, if there is only one person and one work, no issue at all. Straight away he will do the work because we are not having options. But in the real world, there can be skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled, and there will be having different experiences. Okay. For example, if you are more experienced, okay, you can file an ITR within less span of time. Okay. But if you are the guy who is in the first day of your articles, can you file the ITR basically? No chance at all. First month, maybe. And if you are at the 1 year, after 1 year, the time taken by you is very less now. In the same way, we are trying to give the work to a man who will do the task very fast. Okay, that is the theme of assignment. For this, there are different rules. If you follow the rules and all, your work will be done at a fast pace. Okay, shall we go with the concept now once? So what is the heading ma? Assignment. So for example, if you are having a process, harvesters are known to you, na? Harvesters. Okay. Wheat harvesting is there, and grain, paddy harvesting. There are two types of machines. For example, this is mission 1. We are having two types of machines, by which mission we can cut the crop as fast as possible. If our company has a paddy or a field, okay, if we convert the same into a machine or a plant, they are producing a product which will produce at a less time. Machine will take what ma? Time. Time point of view, if it is taking less time, that machine will be more effective for us. Because if you are having an export order, which machine will you prefer ma? The machine which takes less time or more time? The machine which takes less time will be preferred now. For that sake, we have to opt the option of assignment. And for example, there is some contract work. So of these guys, which one should be preferred? So for a contract and all, which worker to be preferred, it depends upon their skill. Okay, if he is fast, our work will be done at a fast pace. And if he is charging less, it is more beneficial to us, cost point of view. Okay, mission mainly concentrates on one hours or cost per hour, and men, how much amount they are charging. These are the areas will be given in the tabular format for you. That we have to select and make the allocation. Okay, for example, straight away there is a table given. Work 1, work 2, person A, person B, 1, 2, 1, 3. Sir, now can you make allocation ma? So that reaching the minimum cost? For A, for example, these are the charges per 1 hour. A is charging how much ma to do work 1? 1. And work for work 2 he is charging 2. And B is charging for work 1 how much ma? 1. For work B, 2. In this case, which selection is best for you? For A, which is better ma? W2. And for B, W1. So it is easy, sir. But however, if we go with this pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Worker 1, A, B, C, D. Work 1, work 2, work 3, work 4. Now which is the better option ma? Is it possible for you to tell in the same way which you said earlier ma? Because in the case of company, are there only 2 workers or more than 2 workers? More than 2 workers. It can be thousands. As there are thousands of workers and all, which technique will help them ma? Assignment will help them to get to the task. Okay. And basically, assignment, what is the basic purpose ma? Man or a machine, a task so that our target is achieved or not. This is a basic understanding, not the subject meaning. Okay. So normally there are 3 methods. What are those 3 methods ma? Complete enumeration method, Hungarian method, simplex, and transportation. Sir, basically for us, which method ma? Inter-level, final level, whatever be the level, we go with only Hungarian method. That is a better option, basically. Okay. Sir, in the case of, for example, normally in the case of assignment, they will give a matrix like this, or else we have to frame a matrix. In extreme cases, we have to frame a matrix. In our better cases, he'll give a matrix. Okay. In this case, when the matrix is given, what is the first check ma? Objective is common, maximization or minimization. So for example, if it is a company point of view, okay, these are the workers and these are the works, for example. Okay. In this case, which worker should be given which work? That will be decided by us by using the method we are having assignment. Okay, that too in a Hungarian method. The first thing, when I'm telling cost, what is your objective? Minimization. So for example, for worker A to do the work 1, they are giving some amount, payment. That is a payment now. For company point of view, it is a cost. Okay, or else these are the sales executives, and this is a sales commission given to them, and the sales executives want to maximize their return. Then it is which model ma? Sales return or commission maximization. Okay, sir, for example, they can be given a different scenario like, sir, these are the products we are selling and number of units and all, these are the profits we are getting. If they give information regarding profits, what is that impact ma? It is again maximization. So whatever be the point given there, that will determine whether maximization or minimization. And the same in the case of transportation, how you calculated the profit part. Sometimes there can be a scenario where you have to calculate the cost part also. You have to calculate the profit part and convert into which matrix, ma? Related to loss matrix. Okay. Sir, in the basic part, here the most important second check. What is second check, ma? Balanced or unbalanced. There, what is meant by balanced or unbalanced, ma? Demand equal to supply. Here, if M is equal to N, then it is balanced. M stands for rows, N stands for columns. That is a basic rule. Okay. So shall we go with concept once more so that you will get more clarity? So for example, in the case of assignment or whatever be the, whoever comes first will be the winner, na? Who will be called as ranker, ma? Basically, who gets the highest score. Okay, and who will be the winner, ma? Whoever does the work faster. The same way, organizations also need what aspect, ma? Which mission is doing the task at a faster pace. Okay, and even in the case of workers also, if we are hiring a worker who is inefficient, what is end effect for the organization? End effect. Inefficient worker, will he increase cost or decrease cost? He will increase cost. Is the company motive to increase cost, ma? It is not their target. The target is to decrease the cost. Okay. So here, what is the method we are using for Hungarian assignment, ma? Only Hungarian method. Okay. So what is the second point there, ma? A company has many workers and many jobs to do, and the consumption of time of every worker will be different. Okay, based on what aspect? Efficiency. If you are more efficient, the time taken by you will be less. Okay, and then we should develop a system which ensures a particular job or task to be assigned to a particular work, so that what is our more first objective? Time or cost will be minimum, and profit or output and sales will be maximum. Okay, so what is assignment problem depends upon two things. What is it, ma? One man, one job, or one person, one mission. Okay, one job, one mission. So assign man or a mission, a task. Okay, simple basic logic. Remember one thing. One person has only one life. So enjoy as much as possible. Okay, with the other things respectively. Okay, one person, one wife is best and good for health. Okay, bearing one person is sufficient. If more, high risk. Okay, so even in the case of life also same. One person, one life. This concept should be kept in your mind. Okay, and more options are risky. More mobiles for one person is also risky. One person, one mobile is more risky. Okay, if you're adding one more mobile, more risk. Okay, that's the point. Next, ma. Sir, what is the objective, ma? Mainly either maximization or minimization. Sir, cost or production time. What is our target, ma? Minimization. Sir, if it is profit contribution or production output, maximization. Sir, company point of view, they are planning for less production or more production, ma? More production. So it is also maximization objective. Okay, and that we shall see in the question. Sir, is it clear with this part now? Now, can you tell the order of the matrix? Sir, basically when someone is asking regarding order, it is nothing but what is M value and what is N value. It is read as what, ma? M by N. M by N. M into N is how we are writing, but how we are reading, ma? M by N. Sir, what is the order of the matrix, ma, in this case? 3 by 3. How many rows are there? What are the rows there? A, B, C. Okay. And how many columns? 3 columns. That is M1, M2, M3. Sir, one more thing. If you are having confusion regarding rows and columns, my humble request. Okay, by heart it. And only remember one part. What is column? Okay. Basically, what is the spelling of column? COLUMN. So these are columns. Sufficient. So definitely at the exam time, even though you are genius, you will get it out. What is column, what is row, whether horizontal one or vertical one. So clear with these areas. You know every process. Okay, you can you can calculate anything. Even standard costing, toughest problem you can solve. But you will get a small doubt. What is row, what is column? Horizontal one or vertical one? That doubt will smash entire exam. Okay, do not take risk. Sir, column L is what ma? So horizontal or vertical? Vertical lines. Clear na? That is important. Next, sir, rows and columns are clear. So identified there. And next, what is the first check ma? I have changed the order there. First check is mainly this part. What is that part ma? Maximization model or minimization model. And what is second check ma? Number of rows equal to number of columns. If the scenario is different and all, we have to correct them. Okay, that is more appropriate thing, most important thing at all. Okay, so if the number of rows and number of columns are not equal, what we should do ma? We should balance it by adding dummy. Okay, where there is shortage, that part will become the dummy there, and we add that part. Same in the case of transportation. Okay, when we are dealing these topics, we deal in order, either assignment first, next transportation, or transportation first, next assignment. Both will be easy. Okay, sir, what is the basic first condition ma? In the case of assignment, maximization or minimization objective, that should be identified. If the objective is minimization, we can follow the steps. Okay, but in the case of it is maximization, what we should do ma? Convert into minimization model. How to convert ma? Sir, how we converted in transportation, can you tell the point? Highest number, that is 1900, is taken, and that number has been used to reform the matrix. In the same way, in this case also, if it is a profit matrix, we identify the highest number. What is the highest number here ma? 10. And we form a minimization model. How to form that one ma? 10 minus 10, 10 minus 2. We deduct all the elements from the 10 and form a new matrix. And what is the heading of that matrix ma? Relative loss matrix. Okay, these terms are really important. Okay, there is a person who got just 4 marks or 6 marks for around 10 marks question, because he has done the answer perfectly. Even more steps are there in his booklet when compared to key. Okay, what I am telling, is it clear now? In the transportation, assignment, linear programming and all, steps are important. So it's a 10 marks question. He wrote more steps when compared to key. Even then they kept only 4 marks. And he has given the perfect answer. Okay. So every step, every heading is important. Okay. Next. What is the next aspect ma? If they are not balanced and all, we have to balance it. If they are balanced and if it is minimization model, it's superb. We can proceed with the answer. Okay. So that I will explain once. So how to balance that ma? If there is shortage in rows, we add a additional row. If there is shortage in columns, we add a additional column. Okay. So in this case, can you tell the order of the matrix? What is the order of the matrix ma? This case. What is the order of the matrix? 3 by 4. Is it balanced? As it is not balanced, what we should do ma? We should add a dummy. In the dummy part, one more important rule. Dummy part we can take straight away as zeros. But if in the question they are asking you to match numbers, go with that numbers. Okay. So now clearly done that part. Clear. And sir, how to identify whether the question is maximization model or minimization model is important. Sir, what are the rules which give information regarding maximization ma? Profit, sales and revenue. These items which the company wants to increase. Okay, those things will be maximization. And what about the other items ma? Cost related items will be definitely minimization model. Okay. Next. So there are some steps to solve the question. What is the first step ma? Row operation. Sir, remember the heading. Do not change the headings. Okay. Sometimes you may call as row minimum. Okay. That is up to you. But do not change the different things. Okay, either row operation, column operation, or row minimum, column minimum. That is up to you. No issues with that. Go with the common headings. Okay. Sir, what is the first one? Row operation. Sir, I'm telling the point. You listen. In the case of row operation, what are we doing is that from each row, what are we doing, ma? From each row, identify the least number. What is the step, ma? From each row, identify the least number. Sir, from the first row, what is the least number, ma? Mark it for your sake. Just for namesake, I'm telling. In exam, you need not mark, basically. And in the next row, what is the least number, ma? 2. And in the second, third row, what is the least number, ma? 1. Once you are marking the least numbers, what we should do, sir? That least number should be deducted from the entire respective elements of that row. That is what, ma? 10 minus 4, 5 minus 4, 4 minus 4. Okay. Similarly, 2 minus 2, 3 minus 2, 4 minus 2. And next, 1 minus 1, 5 minus 1, 6 minus 1. This is a row operation. Is the row operation clear, ma? Sir, first step is most important step. What is the row operation, sir? Identify the least number from each row. Mark it. And form a new matrix. How to form the new matrix, sir? By deducting the least number from the respective row elements. Okay. Once you are deducting, this matrix will convert to what, ma? Can you tell those numbers? 6, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 4, 5. This is the resultant matrix. Every time, resultant matrix is important. For next step, the resultant matrix will be the first step. Okay. Sir, what is the first operation, ma? Row operation. What is the end result of row operation, ma? 6, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 0, 4, 5. Okay. What is the next step, sir? Column operation. Sir, in the case of column operation, what is the process, ma? Same as row operation. Identify the least number of each column. Okay. Sir, identify the least number of each column. Sir, can you tell the least number of first column, ma? Sir, there are 2 zeros. Any 0 is fine now. No issues. Okay. What about next column, ma? There are 2 ones. Any one is preferable. No issue. Okay. What about next third column, ma? 0. What will be the resultant matrix in this case, ma? What is the resultant matrix? Sir, the numbers of first will not change. That is 6, 0, 0, 0, 0, 3, 0, 2, 5. And one more important thing, ma, assignment, transportation, linear programming are easy. They are games with the numbers. The numbers, what is the risk? In the case of numbers, what is the risk, ma? Number change, your score will change. Okay, so careful with the numbers. Okay, at least spend carefully proper time for these questions. If you are doing properly, your answer will be easy. Okay, sir, now what is the step done there, ma? Column operation is done, sir. Row operation, we are identifying least number in each row and forming a new matrix. And what about column operation, ma? In each column of the resultant matrix, we are identifying least zeros and we are forming a new matrix. Now we are done with the point. These two are first steps and they are important. Okay, so now we go with the what, ma? Test for optimality. The test for optimality, different guys will follow different process. Okay, my process may be different, but it is perfect. Every faculty have the same feeling. So I'm also having the same feeling. Okay, sir. There is the first operation clear now. What is the first operation, ma? Row operation. So the more active you are, the more responsive you are, you will be more effective. Okay, problematic is the worst subject. For my life, I hate practical parts. Okay, even then costing I got somewhere 80 change. Okay, in CA Inter and in CMA Inter all exemptions fine, everything, not all exemptions, around 6 or 5 exemptions. In final I got exemption. I'm happy. Because of that I have a love at costing mainly. Even though I hate, I love it. Because theory and all, it's a worst thing. If I start teaching theory, I have to do dance here and you will laugh. Basically, theory part, but practical part, whatever the process is there, if I'm explaining, that is sufficient. But in simplified manner, it's fine. Okay, sir, what is the next one, ma? Column operation. What we should do, sir? Whatever step we are getting, the end result will be the starting part for column operation. In the column operation, what we will do, ma? Each column least number is identified and deducted from the respective columns. What is the next step, sir? Test for optimality. Okay, if the test for optimality is done, normally 3 steps is required for answer. If you are happy and if your examiner is good person, he will give easy question. 3 steps done. Tata, bye bye. But sometimes examiner wants to identify the what talent we are having. He keep on adding improvement, diagonal operation, different things. Okay, that is a part. So the test for optimality, basically you may follow your pattern. Now I am following my pattern. Okay, can I? Sir, this is the resultant matrix what we got now. Sir, like transportation and all, you should not do in one matrix everything. It will be tough to you. After each matrix, go with the new matrix. Okay, for row operation, whatever you are getting, draw it again separately. Okay, keep the heading column operation. Do the column operation. Once the column operation is done, take the heading test for optimality. Draft the matrix again. Then go for the test. If you are doing everything on that single matrix and all, he will do as you've done in one step. He will give 1 mark for one step. So risk for you. Stepwise is presentation required here. Okay. So now test for optimality. I'm writing some like work 1, work 2, work 3. A, B, C. The test for optimality straight away by this. Can you identify the areas? Basically, where there are zeros, that is our friend. Okay. Normally, if you go with the proper like a simple selection as per your wish, for A which 0 you will select, ma? For A which 0? For example, this 0 I selected. It may be appropriate or not, I don't know. But let us select that 0. Okay. If I select that 0, any option for B? B. B any option, ma? For B, W1 is there, na? What about C? So there is 0, na, sir? So selected, fine. What is the concept then? One man, one life. One man, one wife. Safe for health, na? Here, who is getting 2? W work, 1 is getting 2 persons. It's not right. So for that reason, our allocation is not fair. Sir, if I go with this option, now in this case, ma. So for this guy and other guys are getting. Sir, this is fine when it is 3 by 3 matrix. Exam will not give 3 by 3 matrix. He will give 5 by 5, 6 by 6. And if he wants to make us be more happy, 7 by 7. Plus 1 addition. So finally 8 by 8. Okay, sometimes as you are at final level, he has an assumption that you are done that with that assignment at inter level to the maximum possible extent. Sometimes to make you more happy, 10 by 10. Okay, we'll never give 10 by 10, ma. Maximum 7 by 7 or 6 by 6. Okay, so but however, with this, is it fine? It is very easy. So we made allocation. Okay, but however, here there is one more aspect. Sir, I'm not going with the actual test. I'm giving a brief idea. Once this part is done, what is the check there, ma? Whether m equal to n equal to number of circles. So different persons may tell different things, or number of circles instead of that number of allocations. Okay, sir, how many rows are there, ma, here? 3. How many columns are there, ma? 3. How many allocations or circles, ma? 3. So our answer is fine. Basically, basic part. Okay, if it is not so, now not required. Basically, you go with this part. When it is equal, fine. Okay. So normally this, if it happens at the first step itself, you are very happy and you will get the answer. Okay. But if it is not so, that is a tough task, na? So for that sake, I will solve one question for you with explaining every part. Shall we? So sir, question you can copy, ma. Just take down the matrix. Do not take any elements. before taking the matrix and all, go through the question once more. So you'll get an idea how the assignment problems will be. Sir, which company we are dealing with? Green IP Limited consists of 4 major jobs. What are those 4 major jobs, ma? A, B, C, D. For which how many contractors are there, ma? Who are those contractors? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you are a company guy, what is your main target? For a contractor who charges more or for a contractor who charges less? Automatically, because it is cost for us. Okay. So is it easy for us to give work here, assign simply? So for example, I will give this to him, this to him, this to him, this to him. Fine. Is it that much easy? If it is easy for this, they will not give 10 marks. No? Okay, just by ticking if I'm getting the answers and all, he will not give. Okay. And the tender amounts in 1000 rupees. That is also important. Because the last sentence when you are writing this, you may skip and you just add the total and you write the answer and you just leave it. But here when you are writing the transportation cost, it is in thousands now. Whatever value you are getting into 1000, you have to write. That is important. Next. And each contractor has to be assigned only one job. That is the basic principle. Even if he is not giving, we follow the same principle. What is the first question there, ma? Analyze and assign the jobs to appropriate contractors so as to minimize the total cost object. So what is our objective there? Minimization is our objective. When minimization is our objective, so is it good for us? Straight away you can follow the steps. Okay. And one more aspect, what is asking, ma? Assess the total cost of the project. Once you are done with assignment part, you will get the cost. So these two questions are interconnected. And one more important thing, ma, when you are writing exam, most important basic things, Roman number 1 and Roman number 2. If you are not writing these Roman numbers, if I am correcting the paper, I will reduce the marks. Basically, I will give 0 marks. Question number plays important role. Okay, now Roman number 1s and Roman small letters, these are important. You mention properly, you will get good score. Sir, why this really required? Definitely required. Okay, sir, for example, I am the guy who is correcting your paper and who has not mentioned the Roman numbers. It saves my time. I'll keep your paper aside and you will go for next paper. For this paper, I'll get amount. Who will suffer more? Students will suffer. So be careful with the question numbers. Okay, sir, done with the question? Are you copying that part done? Is the copying part done by you, ma? If that part is done, I will try if it is available here. Not available, ma, I have to copy. Sir, can you tell the numbers? Sir, what are the jobs we are having, ma? What are the jobs? A, B, C, D, and any job? Only 4 jobs. 4 jobs. And what are the contractors, ma? 1, 2, 3, 4. So can you tell the values, ma? Tell in row wise. What are the values? 30, 9, 20, 17, 7, 0, 37, 5, 0. Next, ma? 20, 27, 47, 63, 20, 37, 58, 49. Next one, ma? 43, 48, 46, 50. There once. And one more thing. The most important way is that how you are presenting. So first write the question once for your betterment. Next go with the heading. What is the heading, ma? Checks. Checks, checks. Okay. So if you are mentioning the check and all, not issue. Okay, write that word and all, that is not secondary. But write the sentence. As the cost item, cost aspect is given. What is the aspect there, ma? As cost aspect is given, it is what, ma? Minimization model. So what is the next point there, ma? Once this part is done, whether it is a balanced or unbalanced. Okay. As the order of a matrix. What is the order of matrix, ma, in this case? How many columns and how many rows is clear now? 4 by 4. So m by n, number of rows and number of columns is 4 by 4. So it is what, ma? Balanced matrix. This sentence is most important. So once this sentence is done, you can start the steps. What is the first step, ma? Sir, and one more thing. In the case of exam, use only black color and best option pencil for any box and all. Okay, main exam. But here to make it more colorful, I'm using different colors. Okay, you do not use it. The first thing is row operation. Sir, in the case of row operation, with the patience, copy the matrix again, ma. Is it done with the row operation? Heading done, not the operation. Okay. Now, what is the important aspect there, ma? What we should do, sir? Identify the least element in each row. Sir, can you tell the least element in the first row? So 37, mark it. You can mark, no issues. Okay. And what is the next least element in the next row, ma? How much is the least element? 20 is the least element. And in the third row, what is the least element, ma? 25. Okay. When you are marking and all, go with the pencil buddy. That pencil buddy is helping us a lot. What is the next? In the case of fourth row, what is the least number, ma? 43. Okay. Once this part is done, what is the next step, ma? Sir, whatever elements are identified should be deducted and we have to form a new matrix. Write in order. Okay, exam. In exam, write in order. In book, because papers and all waste now, you can copy side by side. But main exam, in a proper order, it will be good. Okay. So now, can you tell the new matrix? What is the new matrix, ma? What is the next number there? So finally, what are the matrix there, ma? New numbers. Okay. Any mistake? A. Sir, is that matrix clear? Row operation. Whatever elements I mentioned, that is perfect now. No, not perfect. Huh? No. I am telling with this first part. That is fine now. If that is fine, now can you tell the numbers, ma? 2, 33, 0, 30, 1, 3. Now 0, 7, 27, 43. Next, ma? 0, 12, 33, 24. Next, ma? 0, 5, 3, 7. The row operation end result. Okay. Once this end result is done, what is the next operation, ma? So take down the heading, column operation. Sir, for column operation, sir, one more important aspect, ma. Once the resultant part here, if it is done, okay, if the time is less, better you can keep the heading, the same heading for column operation also. For this one, whatever you are getting here, for this you can keep what, ma? As column operation, and you mark the numbers there itself. As we are practicing the first time, I am repeating again and again. Okay. So now in the case of column operation, what is the aspect, ma? Identify the least numbers in each column. In the case of column, what is the first column, ma? Can you tell the first column? A is the first column, B, C, and D. So can you identify the least numbers in the case of column number A? So not required to select basically. Next, in the case of B, what is the least number, ma? 5 is the least number, so mark it. And in the case of C, 0, so need not mark at all. And what about D, ma? 7 is the least number. So resultant matrix, how it will be? Form it and show it separately. There is the resultant matrix same. Any changes in the numbers? Same numbers. If that part is done. Okay, what is the next step, ma? Test for optimality. Sir, mainly in the exam, for this step itself, you can keep the test heading. What is that heading, ma? Test for optimality. Sir, till here, if you are done, okay, I am giving my own way of how to represent and all. So, shall we go with that process? Sir, if everyone done till here, have a break with your work. Done till here. Okay. Take down the heading, test for optimality. Movie director. Okay. Sir, if you are done with that part, shall we, my dear buddies? Okay. You are having different styles. Keep those styles aside for the time being. Let us go with normal style. Okay. So the basic rule is that always check with rows. You have to check rows parts. Okay. And once entire row parts are done, go with the checking of columns. Sir, what we should to check? Check row with a single zero. Check rows with a single zeros are available or not. Okay. I will explain. You listen. And this step I will repeat twice. Because this is the most important step. Okay, na? Shall we, ma? With energy, if you are telling yes, I will repeat. Shall we? Okay. Sir, in the row 1, is there any single zero, ma? Mark that 0. Okay. And cancel the column. Cancel the column. You listen. You need not do it. I will repeat again and again. Because this is important, na? I will repeat. Sir, I am checking with which part, ma? Rows. First row I have gone through. There is single zero. I marked that. And I cancelled the respective column. Now again, I am going for a second row if there is a possibility. Is there a single zero, ma? So mark it and cancel row or column? Column. Okay. Now I am going with the third row. Is there any single zero, ma? No chance. So leave it. Go with the fourth row. Is there any single zero, ma? How many zeros? I want how many zeros? 1. So leave it. Row checking is done. Now go with the column checking. Same process. First column, is it there or gone? Leave it. Go with the second column. In the second column, is there any single zero, ma? Yes or no? If yes, mark it, ma, and cancel row. Okay. Now in this case, any zeros are left over. Left over? No zeros are left over. Okay. Whether we reached optimal solution or not, there is a checking process. What is the checking process, ma? Sir, I am repeating again how we done this part. Shall I repeat once more? Most important aspect. Sir, what is the process, ma? Always the most important aspect. Go with only rows first. If the row part is done, go with the columns. Okay. Sir, check any row with a single zero. Sir, and go with order. Sir, I am going with row. Is there a single zero, ma? What is a single zero there? Can you identify with cell address? 1C. So mark it. Okay, and cancel. When we are checking rows, we should cancel column. Now, first row checking is done. What about next second row checking, ma? Any single zero? There is single zero now. Mark it and cancel the column. Now, regarding the third row, any single zero? No. Let us go for fourth row. Is there a single zero, ma? No. As there is no single zero and all rows checking is done, go with next what, ma? Columns. Sir, in the case of first column, is there a single zero, ma? First column? No single zero, no? Leave it. Leave it. It is not at all required basically. Okay, as it is cancelled, it is not at all there. Okay. Now, what about next second column, ma? Is there a single zero? Mark it and cancel the row. Okay. Now, I am going with the third row. Third row is present or gone? It's already gone, cancelled now. Next, fourth row. I'm going with the fourth row. Is there zero, ma? No zero. So this process will repeat continuously until all the zeros are covered by the lines. Okay, that is our main target. We are looking for multiple zero or single zeros. Single zeros. Okay. Now whether we reached the optimal solution or not, there is checking process. What is checking process, ma? M equal to N equal to number of allocations. Sir, what is M, ma? Their value? 4. N value? 4. But number of allocations? 1, 2, 3. Only 3 allocations we got. So we have not reached the optimality. Is it clear, ma? So 3. So it is not optimal solution. We should do some process so that we reach the optimal solution. Till here done? Till here clear? Okay. If it is clear, do this process, ma, by yourself and compare. Same lines should be. So you are having different process. I am not going with that process. It's my process. Do not see the answer here. Do by yourself. If it is that is clear, then you can get the part. Mistakes should be done in the class, not in exam. Sir, is it done with that parts, ma? If not done, sir, any doubt in the case of the lines and all? Sir, what is the other process you are following, ma? Column operation. Minimum lines to maximum zeros. That is one style. Different process that will follow it. So your wish, but I am following with this process. Any other third process, ma? Your wish, ma. So I am following with this process. It is easy for me. Basically, there is no confusion for me. Basically, okay. So if this part is done, now basically in the case of exam, this step may arise, may not arise. But as our condition failed, we are going with the next step. And everyone will clear with this point now. And everyone are with this area now. Okay. Lines how I am drawing. Okay. If I need you to use pencil and a scale here. There is an impact and there is an importance there. Okay. So the next step is improvement. Okay. As we are not in a position to reach the optimality, we are going for the next step. What is that next step, ma? Improvement. Okay. We are improving the matrix so that we may reach the optimality. Okay. So for our convenience, I am taking this part separately there. You need not take it. Okay. Is it clear now? The same. So now when we are going with improvement, okay, we need to categorize all the elements into three categories. How many categories, ma? Three categories. When we are going to implement, we categorize entire matrix into three categories. Okay. The first element is junctions. What is the first one, ma? Junctions. And the second one is covered. The third one is uncovered. Okay. What are the three areas, ma? Three types of elements: junctions, covered, uncovered. Okay. So now, can you identify the junctions there? Junction is nothing but two lines intersection. Okay. How many intersections are there, ma, in this case? One, two. Two intersections. Only two intersections are there. Okay, that area is clear now. Next, what are covered, ma? Other than junction, but it is covered by the line. So 2, 0, 0, 0, 27, 33. They are covered by the lines now. Next, uncovered. Can you tell the uncovered elements, ma? 28, 2, 7, 6, 36, 70. These are uncovered. So the next step is that identify the least element from the uncovered elements. What is the least element from the uncovered elements, ma? 2. So take that as important number. That is important. Okay. At the junctions, add it. What is that process, ma? At junctions, add. Sir, covered, do nothing. Word covered, do nothing. At uncovered, reduce. Am I clear, ma? Sir, at improvement step, what are we doing, ma? Sir, when we are not in a position to reach our optimality, that is, what is the test, ma? M equal to N equal to number of allocations. If you are reaching, answer done. But if you are not reaching that point because it is equal to 3, we are going with the next step. What is that next step, ma? We are going with the improvement. Sir, in the case of improvement, what we should do, ma? We should bifurcate entire information into three categories. What are those three categories, ma? Junctions, covered, uncovered. The junctions are nothing but intersection of two lines. For that reason, I asked you to use pencil and scale. Okay, unfortunately, okay, while striking, if I strike this like this, basically, I may feel it as junction and I may not. So take pencil and scale is good for your health, mainly. Okay, clear, ma? So now, what is the resultant new matrix in this case after improvement? After improvement, sir, new matrix I'm forming here 2 at 0, 0, 2. Is that column clear now? At junctions, I added 2. Here I have to add 2 and here I have to reduce. Now what is the next column, ma? 26, 0, 5, 0. And next one, ma? 0, 27, 33, 5. What about next last one, ma? 4, 34, 15, 0, na? Exact 0. Okay. So this is the resultant matrix we got there. So can you do till here, ma? Once it is done till here, do it till here, ma. If it is done, superb. As usual, next we can go for which test, ma? Test for optimality. Again, once improvement is done, we are doing the test for optimality again, ma. So on the same matrix. Everyone done till here improvement part? If you are done, inform me so that we can go with the next step. Done. Everyone done till here improvement amount? Okay. So if you are done with improvement and all, go with the earlier steps. Not worry, do not run. Because once I'm done here, you can do there. Or else go with the process. What is the process? Row, column, next test for improvement. And row, what is meant by row, ma? Row operation or row minimum. What is it, ma? Identifying the least number from each row and reducing that number from the respective rows and forming the new matrix. And what about column operation, ma? From the resultant matrix which is obtained in the step 1, that is row operation, we are doing the column operation on the same matrix. Identify least number and reduce the parts and form a new matrix. What is test for optimality, ma? Whether we reach to the objective. What is our objective? One man, one job, or one contractor, one work. If it is done there, that is fine. Okay. For that, we are going for a test for optimality. It is a different process there. Okay. If it is less matrix, that is 2 by 2 or 3 by 3, you can do straight away by marking itself. Where there is 0, you can mark that part. Okay. Done. Everyone done here? So I'm going with the test for optimality again. Sir, I have to repeat the test for optimality, whether I'm reached or not. First buddies done. Shall we? Sir, everyone is at this point now. Improvement is done now. The improvement, how many elements, ma? 3 categories. What are those 3 categories, ma? Junctions, covered, uncovered. Sir, we identified fine. And what is the next step, ma? Uncovered elements, least number should be taken. From the uncovered elements, least number should be taken. At junctions, what are we doing, ma? We are adding. Covered, doing nothing. But uncovered, we are deducting. Now again, what is the test for optimality rule, ma? As we said, row, each row we have to check, ma, single 0 is present or not. Is it present in the first row? So we are cancelling what, ma? Column. Sir, in the case of second row, are there single zeros? No. Go for third row. Is there any single 0, ma? As there is single 0, so we have to cancel the column. And in the case of fourth row, are there single zeros? No single 0. So what is the next thing, ma? So row checking is done. Sir, do not go with the jumping and all. After each row is done, go with the columns. And columns also go with the proper order. Sir, in the case of columns, is the first column available? No more. What about the second column, ma? How many zeros? 2 zeros. What I need, how many zeros? 1 zero. So leave it. What about next column number 3? Not at all available. Fully cancelled now. What about last column, ma? There is single 0. Mark it and cancel. Cancel the row. Okay. Done with all column checks. Now again what we should do, ma? Row checks. Sir, in the case of first row, is there any 0? The row, first row. What is the first row, ma? This is the first row. Is there any 0? No 0. What about second row? 0, it is there. So mark the 0. Mark the 0 and cancel column. Now let us go for a test. What is the test? Whether the cross check is satisfied or not. What is that cross check, ma? M equal to N equal to number of allocations. Is it satisfying? How many M? Value of M, ma? 4. Value of N? 4. Number of allocations? 4. So what are the allocations there, ma? Can you identify with cell address? These are the 4. As the condition is reached and all, we cleared the test for optimality. Now is it done? There is a last part which gives more marks. Okay. So till here everyone is clear now? If it is clear, go with the heading, ma. If this heading part is clear, the entire answer is done. Okay. Sir, mainly what is our target in this question, ma? There are contractors and there are works. For which contractor we have to give which work. So for our first column heading will be, what is it, ma? Contractor. Okay. And next heading will be job. If the contractor and job is done, what is the next number, ma? Next thing. So here there are zeros now. So I should take a column for zeros. Should I take column for zeros? What? Sir, this matrix, whatever you are getting, should be compared with the original matrix. That is important. Sir, what is the original matrix we are having, ma? Sir, original matrix does not mean the earlier step. Main question. Okay. In the main question, what is that step, ma? This part. This aspect is regarding cost. Na? Okay. So in the same diagram, this is the columns. But what should be the heading for this? Optimal. Optimal allocation and optimal solution. Optimal allocation and optimal solution. The heading must be. So can you tell the contractors' names? What are the contractors there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, by comparing the scenario, by seeing the scenario, for contractor 1, which job is given, ma? Job C is given. Okay. For contractor 2, what is the job given there, ma? B. For contractor 3, what is the job given, ma? Sir, how are you getting that one? See, ma. Contractor 1, which 0 we marked, is the job given. For contractor 2, which 0 marked, ma? B. That is the job given. And for contractor 3, what is the job given, ma? A. For contractor 4, the job given is D. These are the markings which we made. For that reason only we marked them. Okay. Now, by seeing that, can you tell regarding 3, ma? Which contract is given the which work? A. What about 4, ma? 4 is D. That is left over there. And now, sir, can you tell the cost details? Sir, compare with the original question. Do not compare with the matrix you are getting. And one more point here. While you are doing the profit maximization model, we convert into relative loss matrix. Even that is not required. Whatever original profit matrix is given, that should be taken. So now by seeing the areas. For 1, what is the amount, ma? 37. So write that amount, ma. 37. For 2, what is the amount, ma? 27. And for 3, what is the amount, ma? 25. For 4, what is the amount, ma? 50. So what is the total there? 139. Okay. 139 is the element there. But the conclusion, what is the conclusion, ma? Therefore, what is the question asked there, buddies? Assess the total cost of the project and also analyze and assign the jobs to appropriate contractor. Sir, we made allocation. Na? So for each contractor, which work that is presented. Okay. This, if you want, you can write as a sentence. For contractor 1, we gave job C. For contractor 2, job B. For contractor 3, A. For 4, D. Okay. If you want, you can write that also. By writing that sentence, will you lose marks? No issue, na? How much time will you take to write that sentence? 10 minutes? 1 minute? Or less than 1 minute, ma? By writing that, you will not lose marks, na? So you write that one. That will be good for you. Okay. And mention the Roman numbers. What is the first Roman number? 1 is giving regarding allocation. So for contractor 1, okay, contractors 1 is getting job what, ma? C. And for contractor 2, what is job, ma? B. For contractor 3, the job is A. For contractor 4, the job is D. Okay, if you are writing that, no issues. Okay, and what about Roman number 2 ma? What is he asking us to find? Cost, total cost of the project. Therefore, the total cost of the project is 139 rupees. Why? It is given in thousands. Okay, once it is done, your answer is done. Okay, they're solving that part, and if you are done with that part and all, not required. Each step has marks. If the same question is given for 14 marks, present all the steps to the maximum possible extent. Okay, and write the steps what we have done there. Sir, here you identify least number na, write in the form of a sentence. The least number from uncovered numbers is 2. Write that sentence. That will be more effective. Clear na? If it is clear, assignment is done. Okay, maximum this part. Now let us go with the concept there once. That is the first step clear. Sir, everyone done with that part now? That sentence and all. If you want, you can write detailedly as contractor 1 is getting job C, contractor 2 is getting job B. You can write that also, no issues. But basic way you have to write at least Roman number 1 and Roman number 2. Okay. So next. There is the test for optimality clear now? So you are following different styles, that is up to you. So the lines should be done till all the zeros are covered. Basically. Okay. So that is a test there. And m equal to n equal to number of allocations. There, what is the test ma? In the case of transportation, m plus n minus 1 is equal to number of allocations. And sir, if it is failed there, we are going with a fourth step. What is that ma? Improved matrix. Sir, in the case of improved matrix, what is the process ma? Categorize entire matrix into 3 categories. What are those 3 categories ma? Junctions, covered, uncovered. And from the uncovered elements, identify least number. That least number should be taken as what ma? Adjustment for plus and minus. Where we are doing plus ma? At junctions. What is meant by junction ma? Intersection of 2 lines. There we'll add. And for uncovered elements, we deduct. Okay. Sir, and this is not required always. Sometimes it may be, sometimes it may not be. And what about next step ma? Diagonal allocation. This is important. When we are going with the problems, we will go with that part. Okay. And sir, optimal allocation and optimal solution. Is it clear ma? So the 2 steps are important. These 2 are important. So for all the problems, we may get 7 steps or we may not. But the first step is common. What is the first step ma? Row operation. Second step, column operation. And third step, test for optimality. At the test for optimality, what is the rule? M equal to n equal to number of allocations. If it is done, we have reached the point. But if it is not done, we go with step ma? Improved matrix. While you are going with improved matrix and all, basically, what is the categories and all known to you. And one more thing ma, at test for optimality, we use what ma? Diagonal allocation. Sometimes. Okay. Once there can be scenario where all the zeros are not covered. There can be a scenario where ma, all the zeros are not covered. Okay. For example, I will show a scenario. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0, 0, 7, 8, 0, 0, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. Now, for example, can you cover these zeros? Can you cover these zeros ma? Basically, such a situation will not arise. But I'm telling, can you cover the zeros with lines? Cover ma? Try it. So first, as per our policy, basically, okay. As per our policy, is there any row with a single zero? First I am checking basically. No chance. Here how many zeros ma? 2 zeros. Here 2 zeros. Here 2 zeros. No zeros. And here no zeros. Here 2 zeros. Here 2 zeros. N number of times if you try, this scenario will arise. Sometimes. Then we can go for diagonal allocation. Just I'll give brief idea. What is that ma? Diagonal allocations. Of the 4 zeros, select any zero as per your wish. Select any zero as per your wish. Any zero ma? If I give A, B, C, D, and here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. By cell address, you can tell the zeros, na? Any zero. 2B, sir, I marked it. Okay. Now, what is the topic heading, ma? Diagonal allocation. Select any diagonal zeros. Okay. Sometimes there can be a chance where there can be zeros here also. Sometimes, okay. Not always. Then, what are the other zeros diagonal, ma? There can be this zero, this zero. Okay. Once you select 1, 0, for that, what are the other diagonal zeros? Okay. Based on that, you go on selection. That's the process of diagonal allocation. Okay. Once we are going into the problems, I will deal with that part. Is it clear with this topic, ma? Regarding the assignment, what is meant by assignment, ma? Assigning men or a mission a particular task so that company's target will be achieved. It can be profit maximization or cost minimization. Sir, what are the steps in the case of before steps? What are the 2 checks? What is the objective, ma? Maximization or a minimization? Sir, if it is maximization, convert into minimization. Okay, if it is minimization, go with the steps. And what about next check, ma? Balanced or unbalanced? Sir, what about balanced and what about unbalanced, ma? Number of rows equal to number of columns, it is balanced. If it is not equal, if it is, then it is unbalanced. We included dummy. So this have been mentioned in the form of a chart. Sir, first assignment question can be 2 checks. What are those 2 checks, ma? First check, number of rows equal to number of columns. Second one, model of the question. Sir, if the rows are all equal, fine, superb. Okay, you have to go with the second check because the thing is given. What is that given, ma? And or. And we have to see both the conditions. In tax, there is importance of and or. Here also it is important there and. Okay. Sir, once in this case, what is the model of the question, ma? Minimization or maximization? If it is minimization and if it is a straight away, go with steps. But if it is maximization and if it is yes here, convert and then go with the process. Okay. There's a summary there. That's the point. Clear? It is clear. Till here it is sufficient. And tomorrow, maximum by tomorrow's end, I will try to cover the assignment parts. Okay. And I will not cover all the problems. Okay. Whatever tough. Basically at final level, if I keep on solving all the problems, it is not good for you. It is like insulting you. I don't want to insult the upcoming cost accountants. So I will try my level best to solve all the parts. But whenever it is similar problem, I'll give it as for your practice. Okay, na? Thank you.